Hi, I'm Jody Bayo, and today we are going to talk about the new virtual machine management tool that had been released by Canonical very recently. And with this new tool, you are going to forget about the previous virtual machine management tool that you already know, like VirtualBox, because this new tool is very light and is very easy to use. You don't need to download any OS image, you don't need extra configurations. It is very easy. You just install it like any Linux package, and when you complete the installation, you are ready to start with any OS image that you want. So this video is a short and complete course on Multipass. Let's start. There is something very important before starting with Multipass. Multipass is a lightweight VM manager for Linux, Windows, and macOS. It is designed for developers who want a fresh Ubuntu environment with a single command. It uses KVM on Linux, Hyper-V on Windows, and HyperKit on macOS to run the VM with minimal overhead. It can also use VirtualBox on Windows and macOS. Multipass will fetch images for you and keep them up to date. Since it supports metadata for Cloud Init, you can also simulate tools like Kubernetes Minikube and Ansible on 2, 3, 4 instances on your laptop. So let's jump into it. The first thing to do is to install Multipass. To do it, you just need snap install Multipass. You can even make classic to install the classic Multipass. So here you can see that I already have Multipass installed. So now when we have Multipass installed, we will find some images that we have on our local machine. So we will use Multipass. You can just tabulate it, Multipass find, and it will list all the images that I have on my local machine. So here you can see we have an image for Snapcraft. You have different Ubuntu code name here, Bionic, Focal, Impish for the latest. You have also Minikube. You have daily. So the first thing to launch an instance is to simply use Multipass launch, and when you use it, you can just put Ubuntu. When you do that, it will create an Ubuntu image with a random name, expressive cuttlefish. To modify that name, you can mention in addition of this command -- name and specify a specific name. Okay, now it's done. To see all my instances, I'll just type Multipass list and it will list all my instances. So here you have this new instance that I've just installed now, and you have also just instances that I've installed previously before starting this video. And now I will show you how to create an instance and specify the name. You can just type here launch Ubuntu before the name of the image. You can specify a name like VM1 or VM2, put whatever you want, and if I launch it like that, you can see it will create VM1. Now that is done, let's say we want to have some information about the new instance we have just created. So to do this, we'll just Multipass info and VM1, the name of the instance, and we'll just get all the information about this instance. So here you can have the name, the state, and we can see that it is actually running. You have the IP address, you have the name of the system, you have also the size that is actually used on my system, you have also the memory, and you can do this almost for all the instances that you have. Very important after creating an instance is to go into that instance and try to simulate the instance, try to use the instance and do whatever you want to do with the instance. And to do this, we'll just put Multipass shell vm1, and this command will allow us to access to the instance and run all our commands. Okay, here you can see we have Ubuntu and we have vm1. You can see that we are now in the new instance, and we can do whatever we want to do. We can also update, sudo apt update. It will works. We can install other packages here. We can put our code here. We can install Ansible, anything that we want to do. We can install any package that we want to install and use it like a real Ubuntu machine. Okay, you can see it's actually updating. Okay, now that it's done, to go out of this instance, I'll just type Ctrl D or use exit to log out. Something that we should notice is that if you run many instances at the same time, it can slow your PC or laptop considerably. So we are going to stop those instances, and to do that is very simple. You also use Multipass Stop and you specify the name of the instance you want to stop. Just copy the name and just put it here directly. Okay, it will stop this instance, and I'll stop the next instance also. I'll stop vm1, and now you can see that my laptop is a little bit faster. Now let's suppose that you did all that you want to do with those instances and you want to delete them. How can we do that? We just use multipass and use delete command, and we specify vm1. It delete vm1. If I try to list all those instances, you can see that vm1 has been deleted. And if I want to delete also this instance, I'll just specify the name also next here, and it will delete also. But we have a problem. The problem is that we still see those instances even if they are not available. So what can we do to clear all this and clear everything that we see here, so that it just lists v1, v2, v3? To do that, we'll just use multipass purge. Now that we purge everything on the system, I can launch multipass list again to see, and you can see that now you can see that vm1 and these other instances disappeared. So that's the basics commands and the most useful commands of multipass that you need to know to start. Naturally you have other commands, but those that I've showed you here are the most popular ones, and with those commands you are ready to use multipass. It's not complicated. Another multipass commands that you can use to discover new commands and new things that I've not shown in this video is multipass help. You just use it and it will show you a bunch of commands that you can use, maybe restart, start, network, exec, to execute a command even if you are outside of the instance. Hey everybody, that's it for multipass. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you soon. I love you guys.